Sabrina Clayton. I wanted to share a little information of my upcoming series. I am going to be talking about my weight loss journey on Zepbound. I don't know how many of you actually take the medication, but I had a few pounds to lose. Well, not a few. I had more than a few. I had like 30 to 40 pounds I had to lose. So I went to my doctor, and it was a struggle. And he knew I was struggling. So those of us who are over 50, we know the struggle is real trying to lose weight. So I have created a little series. It's a small series because I'm not going to be on the medication for very long. I don't know how many of you are taking Zepbound, but it's a GLP-1 medication. It's also known as Tirzepatide, the generic name. And these are injections that you take once a week. And when I tell you the weight loss is very quick, it was quicker than I anticipated. Now I have a good, like I say, 40 pounds to lose. And when I first went to my doctor about it, he knew I was struggling because as of December, I was struggling around, I was carrying around 180, 182 pounds. And this was like right after Christmas. So of course, after the holidays, you tend to have the holiday spread, as they say. But it had started creeping up before that. And I told him, I said, you know what? You tested my hormones and my hormones were out of whack. So, like I said, something happens when we get over 50. I don't know. The body just gets out of whack. I don't care how healthy you are, how much you exercise. I mean, I do it all. But I do have one downfall, the sugary cravings. I have the most horrible sweet tooth, and I needed something that could possibly help get that under control. And I've been watching a few other people on YouTube. I watched a few other YouTubers who've been on Tirzepatide or other GLP-1 medications. And I just started listening to them and doing my own research, looking at some of the nursing magazines, the medical journals, you know, and just seeing what is this medication all about. And I like the fact that it's just strictly focused on weight loss. Okay, so that's what piqued my interest. I was like, okay, so it's not interfering with the diabetic medications because when I first heard about Ozempic and the weight loss craze on that, then they started saying there was a medication shortage for the diabetics. So I didn't want to really touch that medication for that reason. And plus I'm not diabetic. So I was like, well, I don't want to go that route. I just want something that's strictly for weight loss. So like I said, when I went to my doctor about it, he said no. He actually said I was not heavy enough. I was like, what do you mean I'm not heavy enough? I am, at that time, I think I was 180 something. Well, okay, so my appointment, April 17th. April 17th is actually when I started the weight loss journey, but my appointment with him was a few days earlier. And the day in his office, I was 179 pounds. And he had a nerve to say, at 178 to 179 pounds, that I wasn't heavy enough. I was like, what do you mean I'm not heavy enough? I'm 5'6". You should not be 178 pounds, or you shouldn't be that weight at 5'6". At least I can't be that weight at 5'6" because I felt it in my body. I felt intermittent fatigue. I'm naturally energetic, but there's something about carrying the extra weight that just kind of sapped my energy, even though I would do all the healthy supplements and I would do my Pilates, I would do exercise. I would do everything I needed to do to keep myself healthy. But it was still a struggle. So I was like, what do you mean, doctor, I am not heavy enough? I'm 178, 79 pounds. He was like, yeah, well, you're a nurse. You know what to do to take the weight off. I was like, no, that's not good enough. I need you to help me because I am having cravings and you know my hormones are out of whack. I said, I need something, even if it's short term, I need something that's going to help me get the cravings and not really the appetite because I'm not a big eater, but with the sugary cravings, it was just out of control. And it was all the time in between meals. I'm always with either popcorn or chocolate or cookies or something. And I wasn't really into chips because I'm a sweet tooth person. And I was like, I need help. So I said, he made a deal with me. He goes, okay, I will put you on the Zepbound. He said, "This is medication about Zepbound." And I told him, yes, I did the research. I've heard of it. He goes, "I will let you try it for a few months. And if you don't reach your goal within that time, then, you have to do your own thing. Because technically, they probably won't let me order it for you anyway." But anyway, he worked it out, and I was able to get on the Zepbound. So I started at April 17th. Today is July 1st, and this is my weight this morning, 155.4 pounds, okay? I started 178 on April 17th, and as of July 1st, that's my weight this morning. So I've been doing a video journal of this whole process. I'm doing the video journal. I wasn't really intending on putting it on YouTube, but I recorded it in a way to where it's like, well, what if I do put it on YouTube? At least I can kind of say something as I'm going along and kind of, help people on their journey. So I did. Now the first few videos are not the best quality because, like I said, it was really a video journal for myself. And hello, everybody. I see you checking in. Thank you for checking in. Hello. I don't know if you guys are on Zepbound, but if you are, or if you're not and you're considering it, then click subscribe and follow me on this journey. I'm going to share some insight with you, not just from the nurse point of view or the medical point of view, but little tips I've learned from some YouTubers. Because there's some awesome YouTubers out there that's really sharing some good stuff, and you guys have probably heard of them. But it really is a game changer. And if you're on a quest for weight loss or health transformation, now I'm all about holistic health. Trust me, I'm all about the holistic health, and I've been doing it for years. But sometimes you need some medication that can help you to get you back on track. And then you continue on your holistic journey. And that's what I chose to do. So against not my better judgment, but against what I normally stand for is all the holistic. I mean, I do the intermittent fasting. I've done all that stuff. But the cravings were still there. Maybe I didn't do the intermittent fasting long enough. I don't know. But right now, with Zepbound, I'm getting ready to be weaned off of it, according to my doctor. If I can't convince him to let me keep going. But when he weans me off, I will continue on the intermittent fast journey. So I'm going to share the intermittent fasting information with you as well, because that does work. But like I said, with my hormones being out of whack, I needed something that can give me a jump start, that can help me get the jump start going. And Zepbound has done that. With the exercise. I also do Pilates. I do all that kind of stuff. But I'll break down this medication, how it works. I'll break down the term in the simplest terms possible, because that's what I do on my channel anyway. Any kind of educational videos you may see on my channel, I try to break it down in simple terms, layman's terms, because everybody's not a nurse, everybody's not a doctor. We can't use the medical jargon. And I get a lot of emails with people thanking me for keeping it simple, and including my mother, my sweet mother. She's so sweet. She'll say, "Oh, I took notes. I was actually able to understand it this time because you broke it down and where I can understand it." So that's what I'm going to do with the Zepbound. I'm going to keep it simple. I mean, as simple as can be. The health, the nutrition, exercise, little simple stuff like that. You want to stay hydrated through this process, because the other night I had a patient come into the ER that was complaining of constipation. And when I looked at her medication list, she was taking Tirzepatide. And I said, "Are you drinking enough water while you're on this medication?" She goes, "Well, yeah, I did, but it still constipated me." And I said, "Well, were you increasing your protein? Were you doing this? Were you exercising? Were you moving?" She goes, "No, I really didn't exercise." I said, "Well, all of it is important when you're on this medication. Hydration, movement, eating healthy, the fiber, all of that, So if you're not moving enough, sometimes the GI tract can slow down as well, because that's what the GLP-1 medications do, the Tirzepatides, the Ozempics, the Mounjaros. That's what they do. They slow down the GI, the gastrointestinal tract. So you have to increase your water. You have to increase your movement. Even as simple walking around your neighborhood after eating dinner. Something as simple as that can even help keep the motility going in your GI, your abdominal area. So I want you guys to know there are side effects of the medication. The only side effect I had was a little nausea in the beginning. So through my research, I found that if you put the injection in your thigh instead of your arm or your belly, sometimes that helped. Now, I started doing it. I'm alternating between the thigh, and I haven't had any nausea since. So little tips like that I'll share with you guys along the way. But I want you guys to realize that weight loss is not just about what's on the scale, the number on the scale. It's about your overall health. It's about how you feel about yourself, your relationship with food. It quiets the food noise, guys. I couldn't believe it. I was like, I have no food noise. I eat my meal. I go about my day. I forget to eat. I literally have to say, okay, I didn't have lunch yet, so I got to eat some protein. I got to eat something, some veggies or something, a little fruit here and there. And I'm literally, instead of living to eat like I used to do, I am literally eating to live. Like I have to eat to live and to remind myself, okay, you got to put your protein here. And I usually do it every couple of hours. So just to kind of keep the metabolism going. And I also move. I do Pilates several times a week. I get out and I walk. Like I say, the neighborhood, that's free. You don't even have to join a gym or a class. Just get out and walk. Get your bike, ride your bike. If you can skate, roller skate, whatever it takes, just move. You don't even have to leave your house. There's so many free videos on YouTube. When you look on YouTube University, there are just so many on there that you can have as an example. And just do it right there in your house. You know, few little squats here and there, a few push-ups, jumping jack squats. That's it. Do that a few times a day. No, a few times a week, and then you can eventually increase it. Just start going. And anyway, throughout the series, I'm gonna be saying some things to kind of keep you motivated, whether you're doing Zepbound or not, because I want you to feel empowered and inspired to take control of your health. If you're ready to take this journey, to join me, then, like I say, click subscribe, hit the notification bell so you'll know when the videos come out. But I'm also going to be posting other videos along the way because, like I say, I'm still in the holistic journey. That's my thing. I'm still into holistic. So I'm going to be sharing some holistic supplements and some holistic information with you as well. That's helped me age as well as I have in my 50s, a woman of a certain age. But yeah, I'm in my 50s, but you have to age well. I mean, we're going to age. I mean, what is the alternative? You either age or you die young or you die now. I mean, you don't know what God has planned for your life, but if you're going to live your best life, live it to the fullest. Live it as healthy as you can. So I really appreciate if you do subscribe and join me. I appreciate your support. I thank all of my subscribers so far. I'm very grateful to you. I really appreciate it. And then maybe we can motivate each other. If you are on Zepbound, maybe you could share something with the rest of us. I've only been on it since April 17th. So, and I'm already down several inches in weight. And that's the goal. But I'll probably be off of it. I'm going to try to talk my doctor into let me do at least another month. I don't know if he will, but we'll see. But before, I want to say this disclaimer. Before you start any weight loss medication, please, whether it's Zepbound, Mounjaro, Ozempic, whatever you're doing, please consult. It's very crucial for you to talk to your doctor, healthcare provider, nurse practitioner, physician assistant, whoever. Talk to them first. Let them guide you and possibly do blood work beforehand, because that's what my doctor did. He said, I'm going to do a series of blood work, your hormones, your thyroid, cholesterol, everything. We're going to do a whole series, and then I'm going to follow you. And within 6 months, we're going to do another follow-up of your blood work. So it's important to have a medical professional follow you on this, especially if you start having side effects. You need to be able to contact your doctor and let them know what's going on. So they can provide the personalized advice for you and ensure that the medication is a safe choice for you. Because just because Zepbound is good for me, it may not be good for you. Especially if you're diabetic, your doctor may prescribe something like Ozempic instead, because that's for, controlling the blood sugar. So your health and your safety must come first. So do that, number one. And I really appreciate you. So I'm going to wrap things up because I feel like I'm just going on and on and on. You're going to see extra stuff in the video series. I'll be sharing extra inspirational stuff as well. So thank you so much. Thank you. I see we have Coco, yeah, I guess should have got my glasses. 5K, and we have Chandra. Chandralyn, hi, Chandra, how are you? Welcome. I'm so glad to see you. And she's already subscribed. She's one of my greatest supporters. One of my great sisters from church. Love you. And we have Shalimar. Is that Shalimar Davis? Thank you so much. Hi. Thank you for joining in. And I think that says Coco J. Please excuse the old eyes, guys. I'm in my 50s, so I didn't bring my glasses, but I'm trying to zoom in on the names. But I thank you guys so much for joining in. And there'll be more coming, like I said. Whether you want to do Manjaro or Ozempic or a Zepbound like I'm doing for the next probably month, if my doctor lets me. There's other things like intermittent fasting. I'm going to be sharing information on that because intermittent fasting, guys, it's the best thing. I mean, I did it in the past. It was a struggle. So that's why I knew I needed a little jump start. And I'm going to continue that intermittent fast. I'm going to be sharing videos on that as well because it's really good for the health as well. And it's more holistic than Zepbound. So anyway, that's my little education, or not education, that's my little introduction today, letting you know what's coming. I will share a recorded video. There'll be several recorded videos. I may come back on live a couple of more times just to kind of let you know if something else is coming. But anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you. Love you. Thank you. And stay tuned. All right. Have a good day. And remember, if you're healthy, you're wealthy. Okay. Bye-bye. Now let's see if I can figure out how to turn this off.